Today, we're here in Upper Arlington. We're going to start with fresh croissants and French charm at La Chatelaine. We're going to sit down with Val and talk about heritage, history, our love for military, and of course, some delicious food. I'm Chrissy Hagan with American Dream TV. Let's go.
Not that you need to. I do think you're pretty well known in the area, but...
Thank you. We never know.
Yeah, exactly.
People move.
Hi, we're here with Val Wielazinski with La Chatelaine French Bistro and Bakery. So excited, Val, to be here
Bonjour,
today.
mademoiselle. Madame, bonjour.
Bonjour, my friend. So excited to be here today. One of my favorite places in all of Central Ohio is certainly here in Upper Arlington.
Thank you.
Special to your family.
Thank you.
You all have owned this for decades, yes?
36 years now, yes. Since 91, 1991, yeah.
Wow. So tell me a little bit of background before we get too into this, because we can talk all day about these incredible pastries. So tell me, how did this get started? Your family came from France. Bring me to today.
So my mom and dad moved to from France to America in the early mid-80s. And I stayed in Europe with my brother, and we were finishing our schooling years. And we came here to visit them. My mom and dad moved here because my grandfather had some business in Cleveland, petroleum businesses. And then when he passed away, my father took over his legacy and took care of the business. And then after a while, sold it, or displayed it in a different sector. And we came to visit him, and we were missing the French food. And then we traveled quite a bit. We went to Texas, we went to Colorado, we traveled everywhere in the US to find the right spot to do a restaurant. This is back in 1989, 1990. And we were going through Columbus at one point to go up to Cleveland and so forth. And then he stopped here with my mom and dad and me and my sister, who was 5 years old at the time. We discovered that Cleveland and Columbus were great places to start a business, but we picked Columbus.
And it sounds like we've made truly what the name of our show is, right? This is the American Dream.
Yep. It was based on literally on an idea that we were living all together. We were all living together in France, and when my parents moved here because of the business of my grandfather, at one point my dad said, well, we'll just get back together in the US and then start something new. My brother was a pastry chef. I was mostly in business school. And after a few years, we decided to move from Cleveland to Dallas to Colorado. And then we found out that Columbus was the right spot. A lot of restaurants have started here. My father had some friends here, and then they helped him into get into the community. And we found out Lane Avenue was a perfect spot. It was like the Champs-Élysées of Paris, it goes right downtown and everything. So.
Okay, did I just hear you say this is the Champs-Élysées of Paris?
Of Columbus.
Of Columbus, yeah.
I
love it.
Lane Avenue is well known because it goes right to the artery of Ohio State, and it's UA. It's very well the good community for starting businesses. A lot of people have had success here, and we decided to release this building. Now that we leased this over the years, now we own everything, but at one point it was really hard to start something new that nobody knew. They didn't know what a croissant was or a baguette was. There was no Starbucks or Caribou or anybody. In 1991 we had a few items for sale, but we made everything from scratch. And over the years, we developed, a whole line of products. And then, again, it was just me, my mom, my sister, my brother, and then a few other pastry chefs. And we were maybe a half a dozen people. Now we have over 70 people, 75 people. So
75 people, and in over 3 decades, you have also grown beyond the one location.
So in 91, we opened up this location. In 94, we did Worthington, and then in 2007, we started Dublin.
Incredible.
It's not over yet, but there's American Dream, correct? Yeah.
Oh, I hear. Stay tuned.
We never know. My son, my daughter, my nephew is involved a little bit here and there. So we'll see.
It's a family tradition.
Exactly, yeah.
So how does that mean also then in our recipes there's family tradition in there as well?
A lot of recipes come from my mom's side. My dad is mostly an engineer in food, so that's why you saw the sous vide and all the kitchen things we do. My mom had a lot of family members. I have my grandmother, her sister. They're great chefs, great cooks in Belgium and in Europe. And then we brought some stuff over, and then we didn't Americanize anything. We just did it the way we do it in Europe, and then I think that's what made people feel like it tastes really good. It doesn't have that much sugar, sweetness, or whatever you find in the American palate. So it was very different for the American people to find something that tastes really, really unique, you know, as a French cuisine, more, I would say more European, French, Belgium. That's where we're from, you know. I was born in Belgium, lived in France, mom was born in Belgium, my dad was born in Morocco. So we have a lot of traditions, a lot of savoir-faire, you know, savoir-faire. And then my dad gave us pretty much the carte blanche, which means do whatever. And then my brother is the chef, and he came up with the menu. And we started off with 2 or 3 salads. Now we have about half a dozen salads. We started with 2 or 3 pastries. Now we have 35, 40 pastries. And the same for the soups. We used to have 1 or 2 soups. Now we have 5 or 6 soups. So we grow and we try to manage our quality, not to overdo it like you guys do in America. Supersize everything, you know.
Yes.
Keep it small and deep and narrow. That's it, you know.
I had to make sure to tell the chef back there the lobster bisque.
Yeah.
It is my thing. Yes,
that's
absolutely.
on the weekends, yeah.
Now, you mentioned the importance of having this be authentic, and that is right from when people walk in the door and they get the bonjour. What's that importance of that?
It is very important. I mean, I don't know if you've traveled to Europe or not, but anywhere you go, from Italy to France, Spain, Portugal, or Belgium, when you walk into someone's business, it's just like you walk into their home, you know. You'll find that they have a very, very tight niche of family businesses. And when you walk into someone's shop, it could be a shoe store or a battery store or a store that sells ties and shoes, whatever. You'll have to acknowledge them. You have to say hello, bonjour, you know, buonasera, you know, I just got back from Italy. And everybody, if you don't say bonjour when you walk in, it's very rude. So my mom, when she first started doing this with us, we were 4 or 5 up front. And then when the door opened up, we made sure we acknowledged that customer. And by saying bonjour really loud, kind of like give them that sense of, oh, wow, you know, they acknowledged me. I could take it to 15 different stores around town here, and then maybe 2 or 3 of them will say, hey, how are you? Come on in, you know. But it's very important to acknowledge the customer. Very important.
You make them feel at home immediately.
Absolutely, you have to make them feel like they're part of the system. I mean, they are walking from their house to their car, and they're driving their car through traffic to park here, to walk in here. You have to acknowledge that. You can't just be like, okay, I'll be right with you. No, you have to say bonjour at first, and then I'll be right with you. That's it.
Coming to La Chatelaine is a total experience.
Absolutely. Well, that's our key it's one of the key of the success, to acknowledge the customer and to be on top of making sure we say bonjour, merci, bye-bye, au revoir. You have to say those things. It's important because people don't. They take their phones, they forget, they don't even pay attention. I have people walk in here and we say bonjour, they don't even care. But you have to acknowledge them, you know? It's a sense of welcoming.
100%.
Yeah.
So you walk in, you're absolutely taken away by the bakery at first. Not only the sight, but the smells.
Yeah.
And you head down the line to get the food. What are your top sellers? What are the top items?
Well, you just said it. You just said yourself. You have your senses. So you have the smell, you have the eyes, you have the ear, which is the bonjour, and then you have the touch. Everything you touch is wood, is real. It's not, you know, plastic or fake wood. Everything has, you know, bricks. Everything has an attraction for your senses. Our most popular things will be, of course, the pastry. The bread is very popular. That's what we started off with. Our bread is unique. Baguettes, you know, rolls, 8-grain breads are very popular. Then you go into the other items like the salads. Our Caesar is really well known around town. We make our own dressings. You have the tomato basil soup is very popular. The lobster bisque is hugely popular. Croissants. I mean, our number 1 item would be croissant, coffee, macaroons, tomato basil, and the Caesar salad.
Croissant breakfast with your flavored coffee.
That's right.
That's the way to start a day.
That's the way to start a day.
Absolutely. Bonjour, my friend.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Now, something that is super important, I've always cherished through friendship, but watching you and as a business is your love for our military and your give back.
The military aspect, what brought us to do this D-Day celebration, which, you know, it's something that's big in Europe because it's the liberation of Europe. It's not the invasion. It's not, you know, a war. The U.S., the Canadians, and the British came to France through Normandy on June 6, 44, and they literally liberated Europe. So in France, in Belgium, in Holland, and not so much in south of Europe, but you'll have on June 6, you'll have a lot of celebration for the military, for what happened on that day. Otherwise, we would be all speaking German and we'll be all messed up. But at this point, when we opened up Lane Avenue in 91, we didn't do it for the first couple of years, but in 94, 93, 94, I believe, we got in touch with the Ohio State Historical Association. We brought in some professors. We told them, hey, listen, in Europe, we do a lot of parties. We do a lot of festivities. The veterans come in, drink for free, eat for free in bistros and cafes in France, especially on the West Coast where the liberation happened, the débarquement of Normandy. So we asked to do a party, and then so we contacted people like the Mutz Museum and the governor's office and all those people, and then we say, hey, we're going to have some veterans in here for the D-Day celebration. We're going to have hopefully a lot of veterans from June 6th, like World War II. So at first it was pretty good success, and we gave everything for free that day. So we had at 5 p.m. we closed the store. We had 50, 60 veterans from D-Day come in here with their families, and they brought some artifacts, and they brought some flags, and some people brought old guns and the clickers and this and that and helmets, and it was crazy. So we were like, oh, we should do this every year. So my sister took over the program, and every year she's in charge of contacting the veterans offices around town, and then every June 6th, we've had, a huge success of veterans. Now, as the years went away, we didn't have as many veterans. As I said, with the first couple of years, 94, 95, 96, we had maybe 50, 40, 30, 20. Last year, we had 2 veterans from D-Day. One was 100, one was 199. This year, we had 1. That was 101. He's a very popular guy around town. And then, we brought in some veterans from the Iraq War. We got some guys from Korea, some Vietnam veterans, and they're all welcome here on June 6th, no matter what day it is, if it rains, shine, or whatever. But it's always been fun, It's not for the publicity, it's for a thank you, That's it.
That's the key. It's your thank you.
Yeah. It's really nice to have. And then they share stories, and then they meet and greet. They don't see each other all year long, or they do see each other sometimes, but they look forward to come here and and visit and have this wonderful history share with us,
And they did not receive the welcome home when they came home. And not only are you giving them a welcome home, you're giving them a place of camaraderie, but giving them a sense of going back to the time in which they served.
That's right. I mean, that's something that happened in America. It didn't happen in Europe. The welcome home, the Vietnam War, the Korean War, that was something that was here in the 70s. That was not something that we created in France or in Europe. But we've always honored our veterans and give them the welcome that they deserve, yes. And that's what we did here. I mean, we didn't try to take away from the negativity from what happened in the 70s with the Vietnam War and the Korean War. We always said D-Day is June 6th, and now it's becoming a D-Day June 6th for all veterans.
Incredible.
So once we have no longer veterans from June 6th, from World War II, we'll have veterans from Vietnam War, Korean War, and Pacific, and this and that, and now we have other things going on now, so we'll see how many veterans we'll have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Many more celebrations
Absolutely,
here.
yeah. The D-Day is never going to go away, yeah.
All right. Val, I've got a great bag of incredible pastries I'm going to take and share throughout the town.
Yeah.
I thank you for your day today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Love our friendship.
Merci.
Love being here.
How's your French? Merci.
Beaucoup.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's great.
Thanks as well
You're
for
welcome.
the wonderful tour in the back.
you
It
very
was
much.
absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. We have enjoyed our time with Val and with La Chatelaine French pastry.
French bakery and cafe.
Why do I want to do that? And
French bakery and bistro.
Bistro. All right, French bakery and bistro. I'm just going to say La Chatelaine.
La
Is that
Chatelaine,
okay?
yeah.
Is that okay?
See, yeah, whatever you
All
want.
So thank you again for joining.
Slowly.
Thank you again for joining Val and I here at La Chatelaine in Upper Arlington. Time to go enjoy some incredible pastries.
Thank you, merci.
You had.
There you go, good job.
Thank you.